Welcome back to an episode of DB Sports. I know this one's a little bit on the different side, but just wanted to break down the aspect a little bit of went down this weekend. We had quite a bit of fights this weekend, from all the way from Teofimo Lopez versus Barbosa, Jose Ramirez versus Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly, Canelo Alvarez versus Skull. All these fights. Mark Bacoli fought, Mongia fought. We had quite a bit of fights, and just break it down a little bit in my thoughts of the New York card, the Saudi Arabia card, and the whole thing. Start off first with the New York one. It was pretty good on paper wise. It looked like a very good card. It looked like it was going to be a highly entertaining card, especially the Teofimo and Barbosa, Jose Ramirez and Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia versus Rolly. I was really looking into it, wanting to see that Rolly versus Ryan, because it just felt like it should be an entertaining fight. And it being New York, right on Times Square, it's a whole new thing that they're gonna do. Only select few of people were able to go watch. My thoughts. It looked decently okay. It looked cool. The idea of it was a really cool concept of wanting to bring some people to New York on Times Square, having some fights. I think us as fans exaggerated it a little bit, and we thought there would be like how it is in the New Year's ball falls, and we get all these people and all these things, so there's a shit ton of people there. No, it was blocked off very much. A lot of it was actually blocked off from the videos. In the pictures I've seen, you really couldn't see much of anything if you were trying to stand and watch from the outside. Some of the how they came out to the ring, Ryan with the Batmobile, Rolly with the lowrider car. Some people walked out. I think Ryan Haney came out in a tank. Some of it was pretty cool. I can't hate. It was a cool little concept of some of that coming out of the cars, but I don't know if that's really a thing that they should continue doing or want to do more of. Doesn't seem like it really works. But I don't know. I think another one they want to do is somewhere in New York at the park, I believe, Central Park. I think this idea they have floated to do over there. We'll see how that looks. Again, it should let it go to more fans unless you want to sell some tickets, but how they had it blocked off is not really my cup of tea. If you go down to the fights, Teofimo versus Barbosa was not the most entertaining fight. It was the best performance, probably the best fight of the three. It was not that good of a fight. Teofimo won the fight. He won it by unanimous decision. He looked decently good against Barbosa. I expected Barbosa to try to box him a little more, because trying to go out a counter puncher is not the smartest idea in the world. So I expected him to maybe want to box and make Teofimo look bad, but he kind of went at him and got caught with a lot of left hooks. Teofimo looked good. I don't think we're gonna see much of Teofimo at 140 anymore, honestly. I think he's gonna try to move to 147. I don't think he's the biggest fan of those weight cuts anymore, and I think he sees all the potential dudes that can make him money all be at 147 now, with the Ryans, the Haney, Boots, and all these dudes that are 147ers now. I don't think there's really much matchups he cares for at 140. But I think he looked good. Barbosa, he could always come back and fight some people and get a strider shot, especially if Teofimo leaves and gives up those belts. There's always people. There's always the Gary Russell's brother and all these guys, Pitbull and all them, he could fight. When we go down to the Jose Ramirez and Devin Haney, that was a horrible fight. That was one horrible fight. That fight did not look good at all. Haney looked like a shot fighter. He honestly did. He really did look shot. He looked like he had no confidence. Shit, the broadcast people weren't even criticizing him. Everyone didn't say one good thing about him. Jose Ramirez he's a slow-footed guy, slow hands. He tried his best. He's not the greatest at cutting off feet. Again, he has slow feet. Haney was, no man, he was running. He looked scared to want to be in that fight. That, or he just didn't want to take the chances of, I would say, being in there and getting caught and fucking up the bag. Because most likely he was gonna get a bag because it was very much built for him and Ryan to be the next fight. As long as both of them win, and I honestly think that he wanted to fuck up that bag. But he did look very shy. It just did not look like a very good performance from him. Jose Ramirez, he's old already, man. The only fight I honestly care to see him fight is against Regis. I want to see him and Regis. Other than that, I don't really care to see Jose Ramirez fight no more. He's done a lot. He did a good amount in the sport. I just want to see him fight at 147. I don't think he wants to fight at 140 no more. But the fight was not very good at all. We're going down to Rolly and Ryan. That was just a little bit more better than the Haney fight, and that Haney fight was not even good at all. If I had to rate that fight, fuck, that shit was like a straight D to F. That fight was not good at all. Boring as dog shit. And the Ryan and Rolly one, which I didn't expect like the most classic fight in the world or technical fight, but damn, I expect at least some entertainment. Ryan's hand speed and power, Rolly's retardedness. I'd expected a little bit more better, but shit was better than the fucking that one. I had to give that one a D plus, if that. Rolly knocking down Ryan in the second round, but after that he just seemed very tentative. He didn't seem like he wanted to take much chances. Ryan didn't seem like he's himself. I need my Ryan to be taking steroids and doing drugs again, because this Ryan right here that's all about the Lord and Savior, just it's not it. Not him. He had no killer instinct. Didn't look like he wanted to be in there, especially after getting dropped. He didn't even look like he tried. I don't know if it was the same thing like Haney. He didn't want to take chances to fuck up the bag. I don't know. They both didn't look very good. Rolly fucked up the plan. He did his job. He fucked up the plan, that whole plan of theirs. But that night was not a very good night of fights. If I had to give that night of Friday fights, probably a C. C minus. Fuck that. That's just getting a D. D plus. Just because the entries and how she looked. It gets that high of a grade. The fights were horrible. They weren't that good, but it happens in boxing. Sometimes fights look good on card way more better than they look on the actual night. If we go on Saturday, it was Mark Bercoli versus Daba. I thought Mark Bercoli won that fight. Put it as a draw. Daba did not want to fight. He did not want to stand in that block, even though as much as he tried. But it was a decent. It was way more entertaining than the damn Friday night fights. But Mario Bercoli should have won it, but it was a draw. He, was getting on him about, come on, stand and throw. Munguia won by unanimous decision. He needed this win. It was a rematch of him losing. He had got knocked out in his last fight. And with his new trainer with Eddie Alonso and training with Canelo now, he looked a lot more better. Let's see, it should be a work in progress with him to see what kind of happens next on who he should fight next. Him versus Caleb Plant, Edgar Berlanga, any of those guys, I'm not mad. I wouldn't mind seeing. He should stick to 168 before he goes 75. Canelo Alvarez versus Skull. I don't ever want to see Skull again. It looked like he has some good hand speed, some good skills. Man did not want to fight to save his life. That man showed up like Charlo just to get a payday. It's sad when the guys who are going against Canelo, who actually have skills, not like Caleb, Charlo or Skull don't have skills, or Edgar Berlanga, who had some skills. It's a sad day when these guys who have skills and some power, bigger than Canelo, taller than Canelo, are not as fighting as good as Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant had more balls than all these fuckers that got in the ring with him. Edgar Berlanga did a little more better. These dudes are just showing up literally just to get a fucking payday. That's it. They don't want to take no chances. That was a horrible fight. Canelo looking a little bit like his age. He's looking a little bit old. That fight, he looked a little old. I'm not going to deny it. But when you got a guy who don't want to fight to save his life, what much can you do? Canelo won by unanimous decision. Afterwards, Crawford came in the ring. They're gonna do their face-off. From what I believe, they're fighting in Vegas on Independence Weekend. It's gonna be them two right there. They did a whole face-off, which looked a little interesting. We'll do some more videos when it comes down to that time, when it gets a little closer. But that night of fights was a little bit better than Friday. But if I had to get that one, it would be a C. The main event really ruined it. That's what it did. But it was not that bad of fights. But just wanted to make a quick little video. Thank you guys all for the likes and subscribes. Thank you guys for the hitting 200 subscribers now. I'm very grateful and thankful. Thank you guys.